Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to NBA Got Game TV, and as always, thanks for tuning in. In today's video, I'm going to take a look at 6 NBA All-Stars of the 1980s that kind of got forgotten. Saying that, of course, I know that there are some hardcore fans that, of course, remember every of the guys, but I'm just talking about the general public. But before we start with this video, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Also, underneath the video, you will see a link to my Facebook page. Likes are appreciated, just as always. And I would say, without any more blah blah, let's get right into the video. We're going to start off our list with Ralph Sampson. There was a time in the NBA where Ralph was on his way to reach Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's level. His size, combined with his mobility, was unique, even for today's standard. A 4-time NBA All-Star whose injuries killed his long-lasting career. He had his best season in 1985, averaging 22 points a game, 11 boards, and 2 blocks.
As the 1970s were drawing to a close, Ralph Sampson was indisputably the most sought-after high school player in the nation.
If you went to one of Ralph's games, you could see every college coach in the country eventually if you stayed there long enough. Every time I got in my car, it went to Harrisonburg. No matter where I thought I was going to go, it was trained to go to Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Coach Holland would land the prized recruit. And virtually overnight, Ralph Sampson single-handedly transformed the University of Virginia into a national powerhouse.
Even Michael Jordan wasn't as big in college. In my generation, Ralph was the first Greek college superstar.
I have a big surprise for all of you. The Houston Rockets select Ralph Sampson, University of Virginia.
Ralph Sampson changed the NBA. There had never been any big man quite like Ralph Sampson.
How would you like to be 7'4" and have that kind of agility?
The things that he could do could mesmerize a lot of people. Being able to shoot that hook and just like Kareem, turn around and shoot the jump shot just like Larry Bird, put it on the floor, take it the length of the court and dunk on you. I mean, he could do a lot of things.
In his first NBA season, Sampson was named Rookie of the Year, earned the first of 4 consecutive All-Star selections, and established himself as one of the game's brightest lights.
Sampson wheels on Walton. A slick move by Ralph Sampson.
And the next player on our list is Brett Doherty. The late 1980s Cavs were just amazing and a true powerhouse. Mark Price, Ron Harper, Larry Nance, and of course, Brett Doherty. A 5-time NBA All-Star who had his NBA All-Star game debut in 1987. Sadly, the same story, just like Ralph Sampson, injuries killed his career. And the next player on our list is Marcus Johnson. I recently uploaded a story about him, so I'm not going too much into detail, but this guy was a 5-time NBA All-Star that could literally do everything. And it's sad to say, but it took the Milwaukee Bucks over 25 years to retire his jersey.
As the Bucks look to own the future in a new era, Milwaukee welcomes home one of the greats from its past. Marcus Johnson was drafted by the Bucks as the 3rd overall selection in the 1977 NBA Draft and played 7 seasons with the Bucks.
To get back to an organization that I started my professional career with in 1977, long time ago, but it's so many great memories and so many great teams with Don Nelson as our head coach, and a lot of similarities too. We were the green and growing Bucks. We were green and growing and had a lot of young guys, a lot of first-round picks, a lot of guys who were in their 2nd or 3rd years in the league. Brian Winters, Junior Bridgman, Quinn Buckner, who are veterans with 2 or 3 years experience. And so just to be a part of something on the ground floor level at that point in time was special, just as this is now.
Johnson, a 6'7" forward, was on the front line for the green and growing Bucks for 6 postseason appearances. He was a 4-time All-Star and earned 3 All-NBA honors on beloved Bucks teams.
The fans were as rabid and as enthusiastic as any fans in the league, and the Mecca would be on fire, and it was just a great place to play. The fans here enjoyed our style of play as a team, which was blue-collar work ethic, but also we were able to bring some flair to the floor. I had a little bit of flair in my game, and I think they appreciated that. So it was a combination of the two. I think it worked well in Milwaukee.
And the next player on our list is Mark Aguirre. There was a time in the NBA where this guy was one of the best scorers in the league, a three-time NBA All-Star in the 1980s, who later became an NBA champion with the Detroit Bad Boy Pistons.
Now, player and coach are working together to take advantage of Aguirre's many natural gifts, particularly his supple hands and ball control.
I finally had a chance to be comfortable and actually play the way I know I can play.
While most critics talk of Aguirre's style, few point out how an undersized 6'6" forward can alter game plans.
I think the biggest thing that they get out of me is the fear of me posting up. I draw a lot of attention, you know, because people, they don't want to see it down there, because when it gets down there, either they're going to foul or I'm going to score. So that gets to be a problem for most teams.
Such confidence flows like a commercial rap.
The same is true for Mark Aguirre. When I wear weapons, I'm on fire.
And every night he proves it isn't just cheap talk.
And the next player on our list is Xavier McDaniel. If we had a list of the most feared players in the NBA, believe me, that guy would make the top 5. The X-Man was a dangerous killer on court, but also one of the best power forwards of the late 1980s. If you want to see how aggressive this guy was, well, check out this clip.
I don't think that ankle would bother him one bit. Oakley, kept alive by McDaniel, and he's rejected. This game has opened at a furious pace. Was tripped up by Cartwright away from the ball. And McDaniel and Pippen are having words. Jake O'Donnell separates the two.
The body's down low, working to get the little hold, the grab, the push, the shove, and this is what Jake O'Donnell is trying to clear up right away. Talking to both players, knock it off, we won't stand for that.
Bulls 27, and the Knicks 19. McDaniel posting up, and faces up. Called for an offensive foul. That's number 2 on the X-Man.
And the last player on our list is Otis Bertrand, one of the best shooters of the 1980s. Not many shooting guards shoot over 50% over their entire career. A 3-time NBA All-Star who's a great person too, but more on that later. Let's check out the clip.
I was born and raised in Winter Haven, Florida. I was the 10th child of 12 children. My mom actually was a maid. My father was a Baptist minister. He pastored 2 churches and he had a regular job. Don't have a great memory of him because he passed when I was 8 years old. Growing up in a house with that many siblings, you learn that you needed to get to the dinner table quickly. But we were never hungry. We always had food on the table and never went without clothes, and it was great. I never thought about really receiving a scholarship. I was just playing basketball, having a good time. I knew that if I brought home a bad grade or 2, that I would get a whooping for it. But I was heavily recruited. I had never ever gotten on a plane before. I knew after my first visit, actually, that I wanted to come to the University of Houston. When I left the University of Houston, I was drafted by the Kansas City Kings with the 2nd pick in the 1st round. After 4 years, became a free agent and signed with the New Jersey Nets. Played with the New Jersey Nets for 7 years, and I finished my career with the Boston Celtics in 1989. After I retired, a friend of mine asked me if I would help him put on an NBA All-Star sanctioned game. We tried to make it happen, but it didn't happen. But I enjoyed the process so much that I started my own company, Birdsong Sports and Entertainment, and started doing games and basketball fantasy camps, free camps for the kids. I give back to the youth because when I was coming up, we didn't have a lot. And there were so many people who gave to help us be able to participate in youth programs. To get in front of these kids, to let them know, first of all, we care. That's why we have professionals come in and speak to the kids each day about financial literacy, health and wellness, safe neighborhoods and bullying, the dangers of social media, of course, the importance of getting a good education. So basketball is just an avenue to get in front of them. We're more interested in teaching those kids life skills.
So if you want to hear more about Otis Bertrand, check out my other channel, The Basketball Time Machine, the BTM. I recently uploaded a podcast with Otis, and he's a great guy and had some really, really interesting stories for your old school fans. All right, so check it out.